My name is Wallace Woodard, and this is my critical reflection for my film opening. The film is a slasher following a young boy named Nick being hunted by a haunted stapler. The opener leaves many questions unanswered, such as what is going to happen to Nick and how is the stapler haunted? In this picture, I implemented a close-up to display the symbol in Nick's hands, which is the stapler. This over-the-shoulder shot shows how Nick was originally engaged in the computer, but now he is more interested in the new item, the stapler. An establishing shot appears at the start to let the audience know where they are. It sets the stage for what's to come in the scene. In this picture, Nick is located in the upper left square with a cup in the bottom right, spacing them out. This increases the size of the picture and the audience is more drawn to more objects than just Nick. The theme of the opener is dark and serious, hence the slasher genre. Based on the location of Nick, the audience can infer that he is helpless and innocent. From looking at the props, the audience can infer that this is just a regular kid's bedroom. This is a good place to start a slasher since it is most start off innocent. The props reveal he's just an innocent kid who has a bigger purpose in the future of the film. The stapler has significant connotations because it is the antagonist. The stapler is a clear sign of the genre, and then this is a slasher movie. Due to Nick's regular clothing, Nick wins the young-aged audience and makes them feel more associated with him and can imagine themselves in his shoes. Dressing in a lazy outfit is fitting for Nick's character, who starts as an inconsiderate kid, and as the plot moves forward, his character begins to grow, as with his clothing. I used naturalist hair and makeup to create a realistic effect, but Slater did style his hair. It took about 30 seconds to get ready. I didn't want him to look as pretty as possible because no one should normally look good in private. The room is seen darker and more gloomy than the normal room setting. The color gives the character an unemotional mood. It also adds suspense and feeds into the genre characteristics. Since my genre of the film is a slasher, I need an intense, spooky score. Using YouTube sound, I picked out Devil's Organ, which had the intense tone I needed and was a powerful non-diegetic sound. I also captured standard diegetic sounds, such as the AC, clicking of the keyboard, and sighing. I had my actor do things that also captured sound, such as throwing trash away and a cup dropping. For the sake of the product listeners, I kept the pitch below a 12 on Premiere Pro. I used a lot of transitions in my film, cuts to keep the pace going at a speed that the audience is able to understand the film. They were easy to add since all they require is snapping the shots together. I also use action matches, an improvement compared to the regular cut, usually when a character is walking and then cut to a different angle of the same action. After the slow fade, I plan on using a fade in to bring in the protagonist. I edited the title and altered the credits into the beginning of the film instead of the end, using the editor. I decided that if I use another layer of the title, I can make it seem like the letters bleed out. I also gave the letters a shadow so they can stand out from the screen. My film opening is representative of young, straight white boys. In this day and age, they are receiving less and less screen time. My film includes the regular heterosexual white boy, exactly who you'd expect from a movie filmed years ago. One of Nick's friends, introduced later in the film, is a homosexual. My product engages with audiences via demographics. My audience is normal teenagers looking for a suspenseful film to watch with friends. Via psychographics, my audience fits best into the fun antics category for aspirational, fun-seeking, active young people, which originally was my goal for my demographic. My opener does not include an enigma code, nor sentimental culture. However, the audience will come to see that the symbol of the stapler is evil, which is a symbolic code. As most movies have, plot points from previous events will get reintroduced to affect the characters. When my film reaches the media, I have many plans for marketing. Besides the advertisements, I will use synergy and make little stapler plushies for the children or ask for collectibles. When my movie leaves the theaters, my audience will like to try to watch it anytime. I will consider allowing Netflix to show my movie to their audience. Over the course of this year, I have learned how to create storyboards and scripts. I have also learned many new multiple camera shots in angles, like a cowboy, over the shoulder, and handheld shots. I have also gained some transferable skills which I can use to direct and lead in my future job. During pre-production, I used my bedroom lighting so the audience could see could continue to see Nick. I didn't feel like I needed to change the background because it matched my setting I wanted. The camera movement in the beginning of my opener was just handheld because I didn't have an expensive dolly or crane. Beforehand, I practiced my angles with my cell phone and had a view of what they should look like in my storyboard. Through production, I left the lighting the same and I didn't add anything. I used my Motorola Edge Plus for filming, which had very nice quality despite common stereotypes. My post-production, I made good use of my computer, which was able to hold the memory and all the data from my video, a good example of converged technology. Before filming, I wrote my script and assignments on a Google Doc, which was a useful tool for storing my information, including my storyboard and music. Google Slides helped me begin my creative reflection, and I'm working on the very same slides. In production, I used Google Docs to keep track of the shots I've taken and which I still need to take. I tried out Google Sheets, but I preferred Google Docs. Post-production, I was able to use Adobe Premiere Pro, which was the most helpful tool in my editing process. I snapped all my clips together to form my opener, while also creating transitions and layering text on top of the videos. I added sound effects and video effects. Since my music was wonderful to begin with, I didn't change it because there was no need to. My pre-production consisted of researching my genre and watching tutorials on how to make movie openers and master conventions. I had guidance through many YouTubers and search engines. The online resources I used in production are merely tips that were helpful to know when filming with a cell phone. I also communicated with my teacher via Google Classroom for feedback. Post-production, I used a blog website to record and plan my process throughout my movie-making journey, taking notes of advantages and disadvantages and responding to feedback. Feedback from Google Docs allowed me to realize what I needed to fix, so I did just that.